following video contains spoilers for all of Madoka Magica, as well as some light spoilers for other parts of the franchise. Also, the ad read also contains spoilers, so, there's that as well. So, you have been warned. This is a theory video. There are spoilers. I don't know what you expected. Clicking onto a theory video and, expecting not to be spoiled. So, this is your warning, though. You have been warned. Spoilers. Bye. Hello, Chimera crew. I am Megumi Mary, the transgender Madoka! That is right. It is once again May, which means I will be talking about my absolute favorite anime of all time, Madoka Magica. Welcome to Madoka Magica 2024. So, a few months ago, I asked via Twitter what type of video I should make for Madoka this year, and the winner of said poll was actually the one I was most eager to discuss myself, as it is something I came to the conclusion on within the past year. Junko Kaname, Madoka's mother, could have been a magical girl. But first, Kyubey might need magical girls to transform into grief seeds for their energy, but you can get energy a much simpler way with this video sponsor, Havoc Energy. For years now, I have cut carbonated drinks out of my diet, which means my choices of energy drinks are super limited. Most energy drinks are either carbonated or those 5-hour energy shots that just taste awful. Havoc is a powdered-based energy drink that you just add water to and you are good to go. And their juiced jab flavor tastes just like fruit punch. Go to tryhavocenergy.com and use code MegumiMary at checkout for 10% off your order. You can also use the referral link in the description below so they know I sent you. Remember, use the code MegumiMary for 10% off. That is MEGUMIMARY for 10% off. Now back to the theory. Basically, my theory is that Junko was once approached by Kyubey to make a contract, but she turned him down. I know that this seems like a leap in logic, but I assure you I have evidence. And we might as well start where the theory originates from. In the climax of episode 11, when Madoka has made up her mind and begins to make her way out of the emergency shelter, she is stopped by her own mother. After a discussion, Madoka's mother allows Madoka to venture forth into the storm. This is a moment that many people are annoyed by, because it appears to be bad parenting. I mean, what could Madoka do? Junko has no idea what is really going on, right? It always felt off, especially because of this one line she says,
"No one's lying to you or trying to trick you."
A very specific question given the circumstances. I think the easy conclusion to draw is Junko knows something about Kyubey, right? By the way, I will be going off the official English dubs of the series for this video. I'm sure there are some language differences in the English and Japanese dubs, but I doubt they will affect the outcome of the theory at all. While putting together this theory, it also struck me as odd how quickly Junko showed up after Madoka made up her mind. Like, she must have heard at least part of Madoka's side of the conversation with Kyubey, right? In fact, part of me is convinced that she followed Madoka out and listened in on her side of the conversation from the start. Now, first and most obvious question is, why can't she see Kyubey if she could have been a magical girl? And the answer to that one is actually super simple. Only those who can make a contract with Kyubey can see him. Junko is past the point of her life where she can contract with Kyubey and therefore is unable to see him. It's as simple as that. But if she was approached by Kyubey at a younger age, why would Junko refuse Kyubey? If she was able to have any wish granted in the first place. Well, it is worth noting that the conversation Madoka had with her father in episode 3 explains that the way Junko fulfills her dream is what drives her, not the dream itself. A quick side note, I also like this as it is a mother-like-daughter situation, as given the information we learned in episode 10, as well as beyond the 12-episode series, that any timeline where Madoka is a magical girl, she thrives as an individual, as opposed to the timelines where she is not. I always saw this as her true calling, being that of a magical girl, and it is why I appreciate moments like the Season 2 opening of Magia Record, where we see Madoka persevere as a magical girl despite learning how witches are born. Her dreams was always about being a magical girl, not the wish that got her to being a magical girl in the first place. What is interesting to note is the chair symbolism. For those who don't know, empty chairs are constantly used to represent magical girls who are dead and gone, lingering around to watch over certain events. That is why we see a massive amount of empty chairs when Kyubey talks with Madoka in episodes 9 and 11 in her bedroom. Something that the community never mentioned, though, is why are there empty chairs in Junko's room on several occasions? Then we have Junko's plotline through episode 11 itself, as Sayaka's death seems to trigger something in her. First, when Madoka comes home, this is the first thing Junko does. She puts salt on Madoka's shoulder, a ritual for warding off evil spirits. Now, this could be Junko trying to keep bad omens away after Madoka attends a funeral. Or, it could be a very deliberate deterrent to keeping away Kyubey. This is also when we see her question Madoka about Sayaka's fate. It is clear when talking with Miss Saotomi that Junko knows something is up. I think Sayaka's death unlocked a long, dormant memory for Junko, something she spent years trying not to think about. It is my theory that shortly after she turned Kyubey down, some of her friends and classmates died or disappeared without explanation. And while she could never put her finger on it, she suspected it had something to do with Kyubey's offer. Which brings me back all the way to the empty chairs in her room. They're the souls of her former friends and classmates who accepted Kyubey's offer, regretted it, and watched over Junko's life. The life they could have had if they made the same choice she did, and told Kyubey no. So Junko could have been a magical girl. What difference does this make? Is the second question to address. And my answer? All the difference in the world. If my theory is correct, then Junko knew Kyubey's offer was too good to be true. She suspected the same offer was the reason her friends and classmates disappeared and died as she grew up. Now, she suspects that Kyubey is going after her own daughter. She even hears one end of Madoka's conversation with Kyubey, getting confirmation that Kyubey is there even if she can't perceive him. Despite all this, what does she do? She trusts her daughter. Madoka single-handedly found the one wish to save all the magical girls who suffered for their wishes, and her final obstacle was her mother. She makes a plea to her mother to trust in her, that she has the answer she needs, and her mother does trust her. This one theory turns what could be considered an odd decision to let a girl run into a deadly storm become a very powerful moment between a mother and a daughter, as the mother trusts that her daughter knows what she has gotten herself into and the best way out of it. If you ask me, that is some real magic right there. I have been Megumi Mary. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't stop being awesome. You can find links to all my various projects across the internet by going to marytest.com, MARYTES.com.